It's a Valentine kind of theme. It's a nod to Valentine's Day. I do not have like the specific a little wood cutout that I was going to put on there. I didn't find it, but the colors will scream Valentine's. But these are actually ones that you could do for lots of different seasons or reasons. I love to decorate for seasons and reasons, any reason or any season. So I'm probably going to do it again. I already have the yarn, and I'm probably going to do it again in for St. Patrick's Day. So anyway. If you have seen this before, I hope you just enjoy hanging out with us. It's always fun to socialize with other creatives. And you never know who you're going to meet in the comments. It could be somebody that lives close by to you, right? Hi, Candace. How are you? Anyway, what we are going to do, I'm going to take you step by step. And these are the color yarns I'm going to use. So these are going to be the cutest little gnomes. And they're really kind of wintry because they're going to have what I have grown up calling them, toboggans. I know a lot of people say, no, a toboggan's a sleigh. It's not a sleigh. It is also a sleigh. It's one of those round circle things that you can slide on the snow in. That we also call a toboggan, but what we put on our heads, we call a toboggan when it's cold, where I'm from. So it's a toboggan. Some people call it a beanie. It's got the cutest little beanie, and then we're gonna use so we're gonna use yarn for that. So I got two of my favorite colors, and I just feel I use teal for about every season. So it works for Valentine's. It works for spring. It works for all year long, you guys. I use teal all year long. But we're gonna do one of those, and we're gonna start with it in teal, and then you also need some kind of macrame screen. And if you need the written out directions to this, just type GNOME in comments, and after this is all over, I'll make sure I send that to you through Messenger, because I do have a written out. I will tell you, this was not my idea. I didn't come up with, I did not. Oh, that's sad. I love interior designers. That's my heart. That's what kind of where I started was interior designing, and I'm still trying to do that. I don't think he was a designer, but I do have some other friends that were. You will need some kind of macrame, cording is what I call it. So you'll need some macrame cording as well. You would also need some of these little inexpensive, I got these at Hobby Lobby, our favorite, that's my closest craft store. I'm sure Walmart might even have them, but I needed some little wood rings, super inexpensive. Like I said, I'm sorry, Facebook has done something to change since I was on here last, and I cannot figure out how to flip it. And I normally can with my phone, so I don't know what's going on. And if you see me peeking behind my shoulder, it's because we got a new little golden doodle. We rescued her. She was 9 months old. We got her at beginning middle of December, and so I have to keep my eye on her sometimes. She was hanging out just in my threshold, but she's doing so good, you guys. Let's see, rings that. Oh, and one of the most important things that I'm sure everybody has, a toilet paper, whatever's left over after you finish with your toilet paper. Roll, whatever it is. I can't think of what that's called. Anyway, you're going to need that. So those are the main things you're going to need, and some yarn that you can, the one thing, that I forgot to grab. And I have been running around all day like a chicken with my head cut off. And I bet you I have nothing in here like it was. I meant to see if I had a little comb somewhere. Daggone it. I don't think I do. That's okay. We can still do the project without it, but it's going to make it look cuter. Yes, exactly. They took away the wand, Liz. What the heck? Why? I don't know. That's what I always did. And now I'm like, where is it? I looked under settings. I looked under advanced. I didn't see it. So I don't know what's happening. I'll have to do some research before next time. But what you're going to need to start with is 40 pieces of yarn. Now you can get any kind of yarn you want. You can even do the little really soft. I had a hard time. I was looking at the yarn and finding the colors I wanted, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't want to spend a lot on it. Shoot, this was 99 cents, you guys. These little ones at Hobby Lobby are 99 cents, and they have them in just about every color. A comb, not a cone, but thank you, Linda. You're right. We could do that. It's a comb, like you would comb your hair. I definitely don't have one of those in here. I do mine once a day, and that's about it. But they had all these different colors, and they're 99 cents for these little tiny skeins, and it's going to be perfect for what we needed to do. So you need 40 pieces of this at 11 inches long. Well, I didn't want to bore you guys. with doing that. So I cut almost every one of them, but I wanted to show you another little trick you could do. Obviously, I took my very first one. I have a ruler here too, but I have my little mat here that has this. And I'm going to tilt this down just a little bit more because I want you guys to see this more than you see me. But I will try to, I'm not ignoring you. I will keep trying to look up because I'm really not seeing comments very well on here. Oh, thank y'all for following us. A yard comb. Works good. There you go. I mean, I have dog combs. I have one of those little tiny ones that was one of my boys at one point somewhere, but I just forgot. I didn't have it in here last night and I forgot to get it today. If I don't write it down, I don't know about you guys, but I can't remember anything. So I measured, it's supposed to be 11 inches long. Okay. So I measured one of them at 11 inches yarn. For the yarn. I didn't want to bore you with cutting out. It takes a while to cut out 40 pieces of yarn, but I did want to show you one little trick. Okay. So if you have your piece of your one that's cut to the length that you wanted, and I think I counted, I had most of these already. I wrote it down. I wrote it down. Where'd it go? Shoot. I think, where'd it go? Oh, I did. I wrote it down last night. And do you think I can find that either? Y'all, when you haven't been in the craft room, you get out of practice with this stuff. Anyway, one measured at 11. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to do a bunch right now. And then I take it, so it's still in the skein, as you can see, okay? Any kind of yarn you want for this part, because this is his little hat, his little toboggan, okay? And I take the piece that I've measured and I put it, do you see what I've done here? I've put it, I just lined it up here, okay? And then what I do to get, because I'm going to cut, you know, I need to cut so many. I'm not going to do it each time measuring it, and it's just a pain. So I found this little shortcut last night. There's probably lots of little shortcuts. Many people may know that. I just took it here. Make sure you guys can see it. So here's that one long piece. I measured it here to this on the piece that's still attached to the skein. And I took it up here, and then I bent it over, and then I took it up here. Then I'm just twirling it again, bending, turning it around, and then I'm doing that over. I'm going to do that over and over and over again. Let me take it out of the little thing. It always catches on that. Okay, until I have as many pieces. I didn't do all 40 at once. I think I did like 20 some, and then I did it again. But I just keep, do you see what I'm doing here? I use that one piece as my measuring point or measuring stick almost. Not stick, obviously. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean, right? And then I just keep kind of turning it and holding on to the end and turning it and holding on to the end and turning it again. This I found was the fastest way to cut my yarn, my 40 pieces of yarn, okay? And then once I have it, as many pieces as I wanted, so I have all this still together like this. Now I have all these loops, right? I have all these loops. I'm trying to figure out where. I have the loops, and I just take my scissors, I get it pulled to the end, and it doesn't have to be exact, you guys, and I cut them all at the same time, flip it around, do the same thing on this end. It's so much faster because I tried it the other way first. And now I have, look, individual pieces that are 11 long. So what we need is 40 of these, okay? So it's probably easier. Aren't they? I bet they would be cute on the top of a bottle, Linda. That's a great idea. Hi, Teresa. How are you? So you need 40 pieces. And like I said, I don't remember if I had 40 here or not, but I've done one, like I've done it in steps. So the pink one I've already got, like, I'm going to show you how to do the process, and then I'm going to flip over to the pink one and we're going to finish up the process. So you have your 40 pieces, cut that. Then you're going to take your macrame cord, and it's the same thing. You're going to measure it at 11. And again, if you just hopped on, thank you for joining me. My name's Susan. Welcome to Sew Inspired Designs. Welcome to the event today with Christy and my friends, my creative friends. So measure this to 11. If you're interested in the instructions for this, I will send it to you. Just type GNOME in the comments. I'll send it through Messenger later if you want the written down ones. But I don't know if you're a visual like me. I like to be able to see it in action. It just helps me. So even if I have written directions for specifics, you know, it helps me to see it as well. So you need 11 inches on the macrame cording as well. Okay. I'm doing the exact same thing with this as I did to the yarn. So I just take it here. Okay. And for this macrame cord, the directions say use 5mm cord. I don't know what this is, y'all. I've had this for years, and it's a big old hunk of it. I have no idea if it's 5mm or not, but it works for this process. So whatever you want to do. Hey, Grace is up after me, ladies. Yeah, it just makes it go quicker, Donna. It makes it go so much quicker. Okay. So for this, you need, and I'm going to show you what we do with that other piece next. I'm going to go ahead and cut these. You need 7. You only need 7 pieces of this. Now, if yours was thicker than this, you might need less than 7. If it's thinner than this, you might need more than 7. It's really going to be up to you how you want your gnome to look. This is his beard. This is going to be his beard. So it's really how thick you want his little beard to be. Okay. So, oh, I didn't mean to do that. 1, 2, let's see. 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 because I started with 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, guys. 5, 6. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm just using that as my guide. That first one that I cut, measured and cut, and then 7. So what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my 7th one. I'm going to come down here and cut it. And that way I'll be all ready when it's time for assembling. And if I do not get to the other project is doing something with these cute red paper bags, and you guys are going to love it, and you need to do it, and you even have time to do it if you can get the bags in time. Hi, Mary, how are you? And if you're new, tell me where you're watching from. You guys, I'm in coastal North Carolina. I'm almost to the South Carolina line where I live. All right, y'all. So we're just cutting those little loops at the ends. It just saves time, I'm telling you guys. And make sure you have a good pair of scissors, especially for the macrame cord. It's harder. If they're not exact, it's okay, because guess what? We're even trimming his beard. So it's all right, as long as they're close to being 11 inches. So I'm going to set those there. So 7 of those, 40 of your yarn, okay? You need only 1 of these little spools, or whatever, what are they called? Wood rings. You need that. Unless you have something else. You could potentially use something else. I'm just using wood rings for this one. And your toilet paper roll is what it's called. Paper tube is what it is called. What's left over. You need 3/4 of an inch. Hi, Lisa. How are you? You need 3/4 of an inch of that cut for, so I took my ruler and I measured it, you guys. And then I just kind of smush it a little bit to cut it. I don't want it real, like I don't want to smush it all the way. But you know what? Again, this does not have to be exact science. This is handmade. And in my opinion, handmade does not have to be perfect. We don't want it to look like it came off of the assembly line of a manufacturing. You know, this is, if it has some idiosyncrasies, no two are ever going to be alike. It's fine. So 3/4 of an inch is all you need. This is our little form, basically, is what we're using. And now we're going to take our yarn that we cut previously, 40 pieces of it. This is why you need 40. And if you had thicker yarn, you might not need 40. It might be 35. It might be 30. I chose this thinner yarn. But again, if you wanted to get that real, oh my gosh, I love that chenille kind of feeling yarn. Get that. Hey, Charlene, how are you? You can get that. It might take up less room. You wouldn't need to cut as many, but you're going to make a little loop on the one end. Okay. So, and then you take the loop and you put it through the tulip. Y'all, this is simple. You could do this with kids. Okay. And this can work for any season. I'm going to be doing it for St. Patrick's Day too. Can you imagine how cute a little leprechaun's going to look like this? Okay. Take your little loop and then take your fingers through the loop, grab a hold of the yarn, pull it through, and then that's what you have. Do you see? We have our little knot here. It's not even a knot. You don't have to make a knot. Just pull it. You don't have to make a knot. This is all you have to do. Pull it taut, and there you go. And then you are continuing to do that with all 40 pieces or however many you need to fill this roll. So I'm going to do it again. Now I'm right-handed. It's backwards on here because I couldn't figure out how to flip it since Facebook updated something. But I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, it works the opposite way, okay? The way you're probably seeing on the video. But you just take your string, pull it through, and make it tight. Just enough so it's holding on to it. And then that's what you look like. You're going to go all the way around there. You know, this would be... Okay, I just had an idea for the one for St. Patrick's Day. I'm not even going to tell you. You'll have to tune back in because I just had an idea for the St. Patrick's Day one. I love to give you guys a variety of ideas. So I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to work on it after I get done. Okay. And we're going to pretend like we fast forwarded to, Hey Delights Jewelry. We're going to pretend like we did all of that. Okay. Because that is a little time consuming. Find something else to do. Watch some other of the creators. That's what I did last night. I was watching some people on Facebook doing some projects while I was sitting here, while I was cutting and doing this stuff. That's what I love to do, y'all. I watch that more than TV. I never watch TV. It inspires my creativity, and that's what I want to do for you. I'm hoping to inspire creativity. So there you go. You've got that. Let's pretend like we finished all of that, and we did it in the pink. Okay, I did it in the pink. So this is what, oh, I should back up. Hang on. I did the second step. Let me back up. Oh, I don't want you to see. I don't want you to see. I want you to see what it would look like. I forgot. I just wanted to make sure I walked through it. Oh, you guys, you need a glue stick. You need a glue stick. You also are going to need some wooden beads. Some wooden beads, maybe like, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch, whatever you want, but you're going to need some wooden beads. I forgot to tell you that. I was trying to tell you all of the supplies you needed, and I forgot. I need to turn my glue gun on because we are going to need that. Okay. And I did charge the battery up last night. Yay, because I couldn't tell you the last time I was using the glue gun. All right, so that's on because we're going to need that in a minute. So pretend we just did all of that in the pink, even though we just did the teal. And this is what it looks like when you finish, you guys. Okay. So we have all of these cute little, it's all hanging out there. That's where our little knots were that I showed you. The little knot, when you pulled it through, that's it. This is what it looks like when you're done. Next step, super easy. Hi, Sandy. How are you? You guys, if you sprinkle this out and if you're in the Crafty Bunch, you just have to refresh the page and you can sprinkle it out. It's a free group. We love to have you in here. There's all kinds of creatives in here all the time. This is one of my main groups that I watch. Take all of these guys together. So this is actually 40. Because it's a thinner yarn, take all these guys together. I found that if I kind of twisted it a little bit, pushed it through, let me know in comments if you guys have ever done one of these. I would love to know. Push it all the way through. Right now it reminds me of like a squid or something. I don't know why when I see it. That's what it reminds me of. I guess like a jellyfish, but I don't like to think about jellyfish. Push them all through like that, okay? And that's what it's going to look like. And then all your knots are right there. Do you see your little kind of, whatever that kind of slip knot is called or whatever? All right, so that's your little hat. We're going to set it aside for a minute, okay? Set that aside. And now we're going to move on to the beard part, the ring. So we have our 7 pieces of this size. I don't know if I could even figure that out, y'all. Could I figure that out? I don't know it might be 5 millimeter. That's what the recipe calls for. 5 millimeter of the macrame cord. So I have 7 pieces of that. So we're going to take our wooden ring, fold it in half again. We're just folding it in half. We're going to do the same type process on this, but guess what? We're just going to loop it through instead of using the toilet paper. Oh, yay. Good job, Donna. I know you like gnomes, Donna, I'm sure. So we're doing the same thing. We're doing that same, is that called a slip knot, y'all? Tell me, I can't remember. One of those kind of knots. So we're going to do that with each one of these pieces. Now, the only thing that I found last night was I had to redo it a couple times because I went in a different direction. I wasn't paying attention. So you want to make sure that all of does it make sense to you? Like this part, they line up. You see what I'm saying? So you want to make sure they line up. So you're going to go through and you're going to do all that. Okay. You're going to do it with all 7. Very simple. Like I said, very simple, not hard. It really isn't. And the more you do, the easier they get, I'm sure. Okay, so you're going to do that with all 7 pieces. We're going to fast forward and pretend we've already done all that because through the magic of television, I have. Okay, so I went ahead and pre-did it last night. Once you have it done, now when they're on there, they're all tight like that, right? Once you have it done, this is the part I forgot about the comb. You want to separate the macrame cord. Okay. So what I used for that was one of these. This is from the Dollar Tree. You may have one in your stash. If not from the Dollar Tree, you might have one from, you know, if you do crickets or something, or if you have one of these kinds of tools, something just to kind of get in there and pick at the rope as it's, you know, joined together. And that's what happened when I did that. So that's what it looked like. This is kind of like what my doodle looks like. It looks like when you washed your hair and braided it when it was wet and you got the little kinky hair. I love that. But for it to be maybe more looking like a beard, that's where you want to get a comb of some kind and comb it out more. Because the more you do it, the more fluffy it gets and the more it looks like real like hair instead of maybe dreads. I don't know. But that's what I used to do that. Okay, so through the magic of television, here you go. We've got this. This is done. Okay. We have them and pull them taut. You want to pull them taut because you want them to be snug. Okay, so now once you've done this part, you want to take one of your beads. I have my handy dandy mason jar full of beads and just grab one. I have a bunch of different sizes in there. You know, you could do this in a different color if you wanted as well. I mean, it's up to you. I'm going to do the wood just so it kind of looks neutral. We're going to take our bead, and when you put it on, you probably want to glue it to where the holes aren't showing, because obviously that would look really weird if that was, you know, pointing forward. Hi, Callie. It would look pretty strange if that was pointing forward. So this is where we needed the glue gun, and it doesn't look like it's quite ready yet. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in here. If you want to have the instructions sent to you through Messenger, just type GNOME. So we need this here, and we've got this here. Okay. Now, the other thing you want to probably do is and I'm not going to do it right now because I want to comb it out a little bit more, is after you've done this, you can trim your beard. It's already kind of in a, you know, a shape kind of like that, like a, you know, not a U, but y'all know what I mean. Concave, concave, or is that convex? That's concave, I think. But you might want to trim it up a little bit more after you've fluffed it all out. Take your scissors and give it a little haircut, okay? Hi, Sandy. How are you? I'm not going to do that right now because I do want to comb it some more. But once you have done this part, let me see. Is that guy ready? Let's see if my glue's ready. Take your bead and you're going to just put a little bit of, I'm going to use hot glue because, you know, this is decorative. I'm not going to have it exposed to the elements. I don't know if I can get it going through there. My poor hot glue gun, it just doesn't even remember how to work. It's been so long. So you just need like a little bead of hot glue. Watch your fingers, right? And then you want to glue this on to your little guy, to your gnome. You know, try to find the middle, but again, don't fret if it's not perfect. But you do want to do it where the circles are not facing forward because it will look better. So we've just glued that on, okay? I'm going to hold it there for just a second. Make sure it sticks. If you want to use another kind of glue, I know Christy loves her reptile glue. I have that also, but actually it's in the other room right now. And if you want to use stick fast or something, you could even use, you know, super glue if you want. Now the next thing we're going to do is I am going to, before I put it on here, this is going to get put onto our little ring. Before I do that, I am actually, because I like to do things a little differently, mix it, and they're going to be near each other, and I'll tell you a couple ways you could use these. I am going to use a piece of teal yarn, and I am going to tie this little bit of, hopefully I just got enough on there. I was trying not to have too much, but oh no, now my guy's coming in here. I don't want it in here. I'm going to cut off a little piece of yarn to use to tie the top. Oh, I'm going to have to tell her to go in the other room. Because she definitely doesn't need to be in here. I have a map set up, so I don't know why she's coming in here. All right, I'm going to take a piece of yarn, and it's kind of easier to see. If you do the pink, then it's going to blend right in and you don't have to worry about it, but I kind of like to contrast colors, okay? And if you don't want to be able to see, I'm going to have to stop it. Hang on, guys. Let me tie my knot and then I'll stop that. I apologize. I didn't think she was going to come in here. I have a map. She's not supposed to. Okay, she's gonna go. Bye. Bye, Queen Latifah. Okay, so you've tied a little knot to kind of hold those together. And see, even the little things here, it makes it look like a little brim. Now, this is the part where if it was pink, you could keep it right in here like that. If not, you can just cut these down. And if you cut them close enough, did I tie a double knot? I did, didn't I? Yes. Cut them down close. It needs to be a cute little attachment on even like a Valentine gift, a little Valentine gift. Now, if you have a little heart, if you have a little wood heart, a little flower, a little embellishment that you wanted to put on here, I'm just getting my guys here. You would then glue that right on there just to kind of hide where that knot is. And again, with this, it's up to you. If you want to try to trim, I probably could have made that knot a little bit tighter. If you want to trim these guys up, we're going to do that real quick before I attach it because I don't want to handle it as much since the glue will be. But you could, this is when you could go ahead and trim your little hat down. Give it a little finish, you know, make it a little more, because obviously I didn't pay that much attention when I was feeding that yarn through there to make sure it was all the exact right. So the theme for today is, you know, Heartful Adventures. It was supposed to be something that, you know, that we enjoy, that brings our heart joy, you know, to create. And it doesn't have to be Valentine themed. It could just be something that we love doing. And I'll be honest with you, I had to stop and think about it because I told Christy, I said, well, I've got like 5 or 6 ideas. What do you think? And she said, well, what do you love doing the most? And I had to stop and think about that and think, well, what is my favorite craft? And I've been asked that before. Like sometimes when you join a group, they'll say, what's your favorite craft? I'll be honest with you, there's not much that is not. There are a few things that I'm like, I absolutely don't have any desire to do that. But I will try most crafts. So trying something new is what brings me joy. Trying out new things, learning new techniques, learning new crafts. That's what brings my heart joy. So that's why I was like, it's going to be easy. Hi, Glenda. How are you? So here we have our cute little, look at this. What do y'all call it? Do you call it a beanie or do you call it a toboggan? I call it a toboggan. That's what it's called. Okay, so that's all ready. Now, how dang cute is that, right? I mean, this is cute on its own. Okay, so we're going to take our hot glue gun again. And now what we're going to do is we are going to put some hot glue. Oh, let me pull this a little tauter. We're going to put some hot glue along the edge of our wooden bead. Okay. Ooh, there we go. And I don't think you need to go all the way to the top. I think you just need to go to the sides because I think of the way it's going to hit. That's what you're going to need to do. And then guess what, guys? You take your little hat. I'm going to keep that in the front because I'm going to try to find something to cover it. And you push it down over the top. Okay. And I'm pushing it down pretty hard. I'm pushing pretty firmly to get that down there. And I actually even had a little extra glue there to kind of hold my little guys in place. And this is the first one I've made. So I'm like Donna, you know, I probably could do it a little neater the next time. But I don't care. It's just fun to create it. You call everything. Thank you for saying it's cute. Oh, the glue is getting me. So look how cute, y'all. Is he not adorable? Or she? This could be a little girl. This could be a she. You know, you could probably, guys, thinking of that, you could do this as a girl as well. And instead of doing the braids, maybe you could just leave the bottom. I'm sorry. Instead of doing the beard, you could just do a couple. Why didn't I think of that a minute ago? A couple of these, I could take these off. Well, no, I can't because I've already glued the nose. But you could just do a couple of them and do braids like that with like maybe just do 2 of the macrame cord on the side and make them into braids and then just leave this bare and that could be a little girl. Wouldn't that be cute? Okay, so now the next thing you say, well, what in the heck am I going to do with that, Susan? Well, I don't know. You could do lots of things with it. One thing that would be fun is if you take another piece of string, and again, you can do the teal if you want to have something different. You could do a piece of the teal, or you could do a hook or something like that. You could even do an O-ring. You could make this into a little keychain if you wanted to. Shoot, technically you could make it into a necklace, right? But you could run some of this through that piece that you tied on here, or through some of this in the back, and have a way to hang it. And you could put this, okay, to make your own little hanger. I'm not going to do it because I'm not sure what I want to do yet. But you could have a little hanger like that, and then you could make it into a fun little garland, or just a one little hanger piece if you had some place special that you wanted to put this. I just think it brings joy just to see it. It's just fun and cute. So that is the idea with that. And again, you can just do 2 of them on each side, and you could make it a braid and make it a girl. So there's 2. Okay, that's your one idea. All right, let me turn. I need my heat gun still on because I want to